Welcome back to Rocky Top Rundown. I'm Kavita Bass, a new face to the desk, but we still have the same business where we talk about everything in volunteer athletics.
Yes, we are so happy to have you here, Kavita.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, on today's episode, Season 5, Episode 6, we will be updating you on our powerhouse of a women's soccer team that we have here in Knoxville that sent LSU Tigers in shambles on their 10-hour ride back to the Bayou this past Sunday, as well as our own competition for Tiger Woods, Brooke Henderson, with our women's golf team participating in the Canadian Collegiate this past Monday.
We will also be rallying the troops to get ready and rowdy for our second SEC matchup of the football season against Mississippi State down at Davis-Wade Stadium. The Vols are coming off a stunning performance against UAB on both sides of the ball. With that being said, Tennessee might have defensive lineman Jackson Moy and David Hobbs return to the gridiron. Now, if these two big guys are able to return this weekend, I wouldn't be shocked if Mississippi State ends the game with negative rushing yards.
Yes, they will be smothering to Mississippi State's offensive line and huge positives to our boys up front if they are ready to go this weekend. But before we dive into some more American football, let's talk about some European football.
Let's. The number 5 team in the country, our home, sweet home, the University of Tennessee Lady Vols soccer team was able to take care of business last Thursday and defeat the Missouri Tigers. The Lady Vols had another SEC Tiger to take down as well this past Sunday. The LSU Tigers traveled up to Knoxville to challenge the Vols, weather a home game loss against Alabama this past Thursday. They were coming up with aggressive end fight. Oh, and it sure did show up on the field on Sunday. Right off the opening whistle, LSU got chippy. And of course, the gritty Lady Vols fought back with a win at all costs mentality.
The Vols started with some great ball movement towards the box to try to get some close shots on the goal. LSU's defense was able to close in quickly and shut down the potential shots on goal. Seeing this, Vol defender Leah Clermont knew to switch the point of attack. Leah saw an opportunity to step up and take a few dribbles down the field and hits an absolute screamer into the top corner of the net, slipping over the fingertips of LSU's goalkeeper to give Tennessee the lead 1-0 in the first half.
What a fantastic first goal of her collegiate career. Look at that celebration running over to the bench that is filled with excitement, water spraying, and a pretty nice chain to show off. Look at that. That goal is definitely going on the Sports Center Top 10 highlights. That goal gives the Vols the lead in the first half. For the rest of the first half, Tennessee had LSU on their heels. The Vols' attack was nonstop with crosses, shots, and through balls. The half ends with some aggressive tackles and tensions high entering the second half.
The second half starts just as we all would have thought, a lot of aggression. The Vols were creating so many chances to start the second half, but LSU's defense would act fast and break down the attack at the last moment. What the Vols needed was a mistake by LSU, and that is exactly what they got. Kate Runyon is driving to the goal as she tries to pass central to her teammate Cameron Simmons. The ball gets deflected by an LSU defender, which ends up bouncing right in front of the goal for a phenomenal heads-up play to follow the ball up and put it in the back of the net. Runyon runs to the bench to celebrate just like Clermont did in the first half, but this celebration was short-lived. Just 5 minutes later, LSU gets fouled in the box and has a penalty kick that puts the Tigers down 1 goal with 20 minutes still left to play. After Tennessee's goalkeeper, Kaden Norris, had a few spectacular saves, time ran out and the Lady Vols ended up on top with a final score of 2-1 over the LSU Tigers.
After the game, we were able to catch up with star defender Leah Clermont to get some insight on her thoughts on the performance against LSU, as well as some insight on how the team deals with momentum, switching moments during a quite aggressive match, and how they will keep up the intensity for the rest of the season. With Leah Clermont's post-game interview, there was a special guest. As a matter of fact, Mother Nature made a loud appearance as well. Let's go ahead and take a look.
I just saw a bunch of space in front of me, honestly, and my sixes kind of just cleared out the way and saw me just keep dribbling up, so I just took my chance and shot it as hard as I could. I think in the first half we did a really good job handling their pressure. They didn't have many shots, I think maybe one, but I think in the second half we could just kind of settle down when it gets hectic and just kind of grab the game. So I think we can work on that. so we give up less goals. But I think overall our defense was really good from start to finish. So, I mean, we don't really talk about it just to kind of calm her nerves, but she's always pretty confident going into it. So it's just kind of a guessing game for her. So just kind of calming her nerves and everyone else's too. Just kind of like staying locked in and not like assuming it's PK. We just kind of assumed that it wasn't. So just being like switched on at every moment. Yeah, I think we have a chip on our shoulders now because we went down to Mississippi State, obviously lost. That was a big game for us. So we started pretty low in the SEC, which is a big deal because we've been working our butts off. So just kind of moving on and like enjoying the moment, having fun with it. Yeah, it's super important. But our team chemistry over everything, and just kind of having a chip on our shoulder.
And then, oh my God, yeah, we can get out of here.
Thank you for that insightful post-game interview on the secrets behind the success of the Lady Vols soccer team. Tennessee will try to keep the ball rolling and will host Texas A&M this Friday, September 26th at 7 p.m. So make sure to show up and show out in orange chanting, Lady
Vols!
We will now be changing gears to a sport that the less you score and actually play, the sport and competition, the better.
Up next is women's golf. Let's see how the Lady Vols did at the Canadian Collegiate Invitational on Monday. The first round was certainly tough, but the Lady Vols swung back in round 2 by carding an 8 under 280, giving them the 5th place showing. Freshman Madison Mesmer performed particularly well, logging a top 3 finish at the game.
In round 2, freshman Kyra Van Can and sophomore Martina Lopez Lanchares both scored a pair of 3 under 69s. This was Lopez Lanchares' season debut, and she managed to post a top 20 finish, while Kyra Van Can placed in the top 25.
Meanwhile, freshman Thiti Thapist shot even par in the second and final round, improving her performance from the first. She tied for 34th along with Sophie Engstedt for 34th after logging a 74 at the event. The Lady Vols' next tee-off will be for the Mercedes-Benz Intercollegiate, which is October 5th through the 7th, right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So go check out your rising stars on our home turf.
Yes.
Now, Dre, next up for our segment, we have a little bit of a surprise, a little bit of a change-up, something new.
Okay.
And we're actually going to be diving into our new segment called Checkerboard Trivia. If it doesn't explain it enough, the way this game works is Dre and I will ask each other some history about past or current Tennessee facts. And on today's topic, drum roll please, we're going to be talking about quarterbacks.
Yay,
so Dre,
quarterbacks.
I will take question 1 and I will ask you. Now I warn you, I'm very competitive.
Okay.
So beware.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so question 1 is who holds the active FBS streak with 28 straight games with at least 200 passing yards? Is it A, Peyton Manning, B, T. Martin, C, Joey Aguilar, or D, Josh Dobbs?
That's a tough one, but I think I'm going to have to go with C, Joey Aguilar.
Oh, you're good at this game. Ding, ding, ding. The answer is Joey Aguilar, as a matter of fact. The stats date back to his time at Appalachian State, where he has now come to UT and has continued the hard work here in Knoxville with his great outings versus Syracuse, where he had 247 pass yards. Followed that up with ETSU with 288 pass yards. Followed at that, we had the Georgia game, where he had 371 pass yards. And last but not least, the most recent game versus UAB with 218 pass yards in just playing the first half.
Oof. That brings us to question number 2.
Okay.
Which Vol quarterback had a 94.2 Pro Football Focus grade, which was the highest by a Tennessee quarterback in stats history? Is it Heath Schuler, Joey Aguilar, Justin Worley, or Jonathan Crompton?
I'm going to have to go with Joey Aguilar.
Well, I guess you're good at this game as well,
Whoa,
because
one
Joey
for
Aguilar.
one?
Yes.
Oh!
Joey Aguilar is the answer. So he had continued to show the Vols exactly what we were missing last year. He did this in week 2 against ETSU, putting on an absolute clinic.
Joey, among the SEC QBs, is 3rd in pass yards. That's 1,124. Tied for 1st in touchdowns. That would be 12. And 4th in passer ratings, which is going to be 176.1. Let me tell you, Vol Nation is rallying around Joey with excitement, Dre and I included.
Yes.
Aguilar has even entered the top 10 in multiple Heisman predictions across social media. Big Orange Country knows we still need that Heisman trophy, especially after Charles Woodson intercepted Peyton Manning back in '97.
Well, the last question of Checkerboard Trivia today is, who's going to shut those cowbells this weekend? Well, I think that one's kind of self-explanatory, so go Vols.
Absolutely. The Vols need to win a hard-fought game this Saturday to keep the SEC championship hopes alive. In other words, the Vols continue to move up in the sports world. They're going to try to continue this for the rest of the week and in hopes the rest of their respected sports seasons.
Well, you know how it is. If it's the Gators, the Dogs, Tigers, don't care, Vols by 50.
Always. Y'all have yourself a great weekend. Thank you for joining us today to talk about everything Tennessee sports. I'm Kavita Bass. That's my co-host Dre. And this is Rocky Top Rundown.
Go
Vols!